Last week's Economic Reform Roundtable in Canberra was focused on enhancing Australia's economic productivity, a measure that has been lagging for many years now. And a handful of practical ideas came out of it that could shave time, cost, and ambiguity out of getting projects out of the ground. So here are 5 ideas that matter for Western Australia's town centres and commercial real estate. The first is pausing residential changes to the National Construction Code. So what's changing here? After the NCC 2025 is finalised, further residential changes to the code will be paused until the end of the National Housing Accord period, which is in mid-2029. So safety and quality provisions will continue, but the constant drip of new tweaks should slow. What effects will this have in WA? So fewer mid-design rule changes means less redesign risk and fewer version collisions between planning consent, detailed design and tender. That could help feasibility stack up, particularly for single residential, mixed use and commercial buildings in WA's town centre. So in a time of unprecedented construction cost escalation, small wins to reduce prices or at least reduce the amount of construction cost escalation are very much needed. Number 2 is a review of RG97 to draw super back into housing. So ASIC will review the RG97 disclosure regime that in practice has discouraged super funds from investing in property. Industry analysis presented at the roundtable suggests reform could enable capital for up to 35,000 homes and nearly $10 billion in investment across various asset classes, not just housing. The effects in WA are that if disclosure settings stop penalising real asset allocations, super funds can more comfortably come back into WA pipelines of build to rent, residential, office and industrial. The third is clearing the path for prefab and modular construction. So the Commonwealth will press states to remove any barriers to modern methods of construction, such as prefab and modular, and also keep up the funding carrots on the table. These new methods won't solve the labour constraints overnight, but will help to add diversity of stock and reduce our reliance on certain trade types. In practical terms, this means homes rolling off the factory floor and installed in a few weeks rather than taking 9 to 12 months to build. Number 4 is piloting AI in assessments and approvals. So a federal pilot to use AI was proposed, which would triage and assist in streamlining planning and outstanding environmental assessments of housing, especially for simple rules-based checks. I've been talking about this a lot, so I really enjoyed seeing this. Time is money in real estate, and so a quicker pathway to approval with more consistent application of the rules will improve feasibility for developments. It'll also reduce the workload on planners to tackle higher value tasks to unlock new areas. So we've already seen early versions of this work interstate. Bringing this discipline to WA would free planners for judgment calls, and it would push routine work through in minutes, not weeks. Number 5 is fast-tracking 26,000 homes stuck in the EPBC queue. So a new strike team was proposed and revised guidance to prioritise projects under the Environmental Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act with better upfront information and again, AI assistance. The EPBC primarily concerns and is currently holding up urban fringe housing projects in Perth. So there are currently 26,000 homes around Australia that are awaiting EPBC approval. So clearing these will allow for more housing and more town centres. And whilst I don't know the numbers that are held up in Perth, on the law of averages, it's likely to be a few thousand. So what's been the WA government's response? In response to this national push, the WA government has announced a WA Productivity Commission, merging parts of the Infrastructure WA and the ERA with legislation slated for 2026. The Commission will advise on ways to lift performance across public and private sectors and identify ways to deliver more jobs and business opportunities. All worthy aims, but the irony of responding to productivity issues by creating another government body is not lost on me.